7.5 inches longer. I think, but there's heaps of room here. Like look at that. I don't come in rest mode. Bye bye. Okay, so I don't feel like I'm in a little Kona really. Kona is a little... We're not in a little Kona anymore. We're encroaching on the mid-size SUV. Okay, well it's the Kona. It's the second generation Kona. I first come across it when I was driving around Korea and seeing in my taillights these dot 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 headlights. That was about 4-5 years ago. And I thought, what the hell has got these dot dot headlights? So I went around and when I eventually come across one, you see they're not so popular in Korea because in Korea people love to drive big cars. Medium-sized or compact SUVs just don't cut it really. But now we've gone past the dot dot light stage where we're just going to the strip of light stage, you know. We're no longer in any kind of space where we have any lights, it seems, but we do. They first started this design with the Staria, and I think that I think that they were throwing things at the wall and seeing what would stick. Now this Staria look, this futuristic Staria look is all across the board now. The design is rugged and sporty while looking ultra futuristic. It looks like it's ready to take on Martian landscape and just crush it really. More power, 22 horsepower more, 16 kilowatt more, plus you have more efficiency, plus you don't have any more weight. It weighs about 10 kilos more. It's actually about an inch taller, an inch wider, 2 centimeters higher, about 2.5 centimeters wider, plus this 18 centimeters longer, which is a real big deal. They've given a lot of that extra space to the boot area, which is 30% larger, but actually like every single bit of it feels larger. It feels a lot more like a mid-size SUV. It's not in any way very far forward or anything, but there's heaps of room here. Like look at that, you know, that's crazy. And even the driver's seat, we're over here, plenty of room, nice and comfy. And I don't know if we can change these lights here. We don't have much LED lights around the thing. We have 2 air vents in the back. We have looks like a bit of an afterthought, these 2 Type C's, so we don't have any Type A's anymore, which you don't really need. What do you need them for? Too much. You can see it's pretty kind of like agricultural kind of plastics, but you know, this is for like young people that might have like some young kids. These very cool cup holders that are in all of these cars now. They're starting to put them in all of them, where you can put them back. You can make a big bit of space if you need it, and you've got your big bit of space. It looks like a few kids have been in here dribbling around and stuff, you know. Be a young family. That's what you want to know. You want to know that it's dribble proof. Yeah, so we can fold all that up. We have like a nice area in here where you can lift this up in some fashion or way. I think you'd expect to be able to, but you can't. It doesn't come up. It's just like a hole in there to do something with. Put me up. When I first got into the thing was going for a gear lever here, but you've got it here, Ionic Q style. Like, you know, we've got windows that go all the way down. Sometimes you want to just put your arm out like that. You don't want a window in the way, you know, it's terrible. I really wish that they would never do that. Okay, we have our electric tailgate. And in here we have like a decent sized boot. And in the back here we have a little bit of extra space where we can put something a little bit out of sight, just in case you don't want people rummaging through there and stealing stuff. There's usually a spare tire there, but a little bit more space as well. We have the standard window bit there. Looks like kids have been all the way through here, putting their little sticky fingers all over it. Which can be gotten into like by pressing this one. I'm sure there's an easier way to get to it here, but yeah, I'm going into rest mode. No? Okay. Now we're going into rest mode. Okay, now I'm in a rest mode. Bye bye. Cool. Really. Kona is a little car, but I'm in a little Kona really. We're not in a little Kona anymore. We're encroaching on the mid-size SUV. This is not a little Kona anymore. Yeah, I'm sitting back here and it's not a little Kona anymore. In our futuristic surroundings, it actually slides like on top. Yeah, they're doing this on all of them now. It slides on top. Yeah, inside these two 12.5 inch screens are like a million years away from what we used to have in the old Kona. The first generation, you still had all of this plastic. I suppose that now these screens, they're almost easier and cheaper to integrate than a whole big instrument cluster made of plastic and all of this molding. Yeah, bang, the whole range. Just stick two 12.5 inch screens on it and bang, you've got a whole gauge cluster. Nothing to design, no more people to employ. Design it once, chuck it in like a telly. On our top-down camera, we can, yeah, doesn't that look cool? And we've got a really high resolution display. You don't usually get this on quite basic cars. You know, it's not a, this is kind of like what you've got here is Merc, Audi, BMW technology, but you just don't get the plastics. You know, you just don't get the coverings, and that comes with the price. You just can't do it. You know, what do you want? You can't do it. We can't get it. We can't have everything. Yeah, look at that. That's so cool. You can just keep it on forever now. I really love that. You want to drive around everywhere with your 3D parking on, with your 3D camera on. Well, yeah, so cool. And you want to have a look around like that, like that. Yeah, it's so cool. You got a little mini Kona. Yeah. Little mini Kona. Okay, I wanted to go to the wrong side of the road there. It's not the right way to go. Not a good way to go. But yeah, we're at 66, 83 when I'm talking. Let's have a little bit more of a look at this car. And look, we're in our mode here. We've got our 3D camera up, which is new for this model. And I can't believe like how much bigger it feels. We've got all electronic seats. Okay, so the Hyundai Kona, the latest Kona, the second generation. The first generation was a hit all over the world. It never was much of a hit in Korea, but it was a hit all over the world. This last year, this was Korea's biggest exporting car, with more than 200,000 exported and sold around the world. In Korea, they only sold about 8,000 last year, and that's because you can get a Santa Fe or a Sorento for very similar money. You're going to spend about $1,000 more, and in Korea, kids don't buy cars. You have to have a little bit of money or a need to have a car. The public transport is really great, really safe and cheap, and it's just so easy to get around. You really need to want to have a car to have one, or to have a family. A lot of these vacation spots in Korea are only accessible really by a car. Yeah, Korea's latest design language, which is the seamless horizon. And it seems that every single car in the Korea range is going to look like this in not too long, because it really is looking that way in the Hyundai range, where every single car, I have seen the spy shots of the new Sonata and the spy shots of the different new cars that come out, the new accents. I forget what you call it in our countries. But yeah, they all has this seamless horizon. So on the horizon for Hyundai is all seamless horizon cars, which is a good thing. It looks really nice. I've seen it in the first car that I seen it in here was the Staria, and that was an amazing car. When I first seen that, I thought like, wow, that looks like the future. So they've seen that, they've seen the reaction to it, and okay, it's all future. It's future cars all around for now. All Hyundais are going to be future cars. Really nice dash. This is the new design language, similar to the Grandeur that I was driving just a few weeks ago. And we don't have any dots in here. That's a cost saving measure, but it still looks nice. It just has this, I heard something about it being Morse code for H. I don't know if I buy that. It might be true, but I think they came up with that after the fact because they had to make an explanation for this. What do we got here? Let's put on some radar cruise control. That's collision warning. I like them icons. Some auto steering. And what do we got? We've got cruise control. Okay, we got HDA. And what are we doing? We're on 71, 80. It's picking me up here. Yep, it's going to take me to the speed limit. It is. I want to increase my speed a little. Okay, can I do it with that? We go to 80. Okay. Okay, so now we're in full kind of almost self-driving. We're not exactly in any kind of real self-driving, but it is doing everything that it needs to do. I want to put this back on HDA. Yeah, okay. 75 kilometers an hour. I want to go up a bit. Okay, 83. 83 is good. We can test it out a little. It's a bit of like a steep turn here. Well, not exactly a very steep turn, but a very big turn. Okay, I've got my hand on the wheel. .198 horsepower engine, which is 22 horsepower up on the old model, like 20 more horsepower. Okay, I'm sorry Hyundai. They've increased it by 20 more horsepower, and what they've done is they've kept the same weight. Now they've enlarged it a lot. Okay, is this right? No, it's Korea. You know, you wouldn't think this is like a real street. you wouldn't believe that they would give you a street like this, but it is. You know, it's a two-way street. They never give you one-way streets in Korea. It's just you know, they just want to make it more fun and big trucks and everything like that. You know, you got to just do your best. It seems. Yeah, we got a Ioniq 5 here, and you know, yeah, you just do your best. You drive as best as you can. Feels like I'm on like a, you know, it feels like I'm driving on the wrong side of the road, you know, but I'm not. You'd think so. If you were like, you know, if you weren't used to driving in Korea. Bit of traffic here. These, which are new for this model. Which is down here. Let's see what happens. Okay, eco mode. Normal, sport. We have the old Kona over there. Like, it really looks so different from the outside. And you can see in there that's Chobo Unjan. This is kind of a car that if you have some money, you'll buy your kids. Not a big car to mess them up and, you know, get them in trouble. No, it's not a new Kona, it's an Audi. I guess like the thing with Hyundai is they used to say that they copied from everybody, but now all this stuff that they're doing, these light bars and stuff front and back, they look so cool that every car's going to have them in the end. And the first place a lot of people seen them was on a Hyundai. Okay, but we have down here, we can turn this off and on. We can make it just the charger. Yeah, we can make it just the charger, or make it a data connection. Yeah, they've really done a lot of clever work to be able to get it to feel so big and still take up roughly the same footprint. Even on the outside, when you look at it, it just looks much more bigger and kind of sturdy. It's a dramatically different car. When I look at it from the outside now, I feel like it looks like the size of a Santa Fe. And when I see one of these small last generation Konas, I feel like they're a tiny, like a Kia Ray or something like that, or a Casper or something. The dynamics, the way that it drives, the way that it feels, it goes over the bumps, it's a huge step up in every single area. It's impressive. And the price bump, it's gone up by about $2,500 in Korea, and that's not going to help it sell in Korea. But in other countries, the dealers are whacking on huge margins and stuff anyway, so I suppose that people won't even notice it. You know, maybe the dealers, it cheats the dealers out of an extra $2,500 markup or whatever that they end up putting on top of it. But yeah, it's definitely $2,500 more of a car, definitely, and for sure it's a huge jump forward. And I'm sure that they'll sell a lot of these. It's the best-selling car for Korea all over the world. So the winner is more winnering now. You know, it's a much more winnering car.